he messaged me back or, reply something. And I didn't hear anything. So I thought, well, that's really weird. So I went on his Facebook page and there was messages on there from his friends, not his family, his friends, saying he was missing. And I was like, what? What do you mean he's
I'm
missing?
getting the chills, bro. This
So I,
is
I messaged one of his
I'm
friends and
getting
she
fucking
said, yeah,
chills for
he
some
went out in the
strange
desert
reason.
and nobody's seen him. He's never come back.
In a shocking moment of defeat, Kenny admitted that he was unable to find the M cave. He wrote, "I searched the whole damn canyon. I could not relocate the cave." The failure of
Yeah,
his
that
mission
was
resulted in
strange.
an
I
uproar
thought
of
it was
criticism from users who were now even more convinced than ever that he was lying or sensationalizing the existence of the cave. But Kenny was not.
yo, big truck. Gang. What's going on with y'all, man? We got one I don't know. It may be good. It may not be, man. I'm not sure. But it's a YouTuber who went into a mysterious cave, man, and just disappeared. Um, hey, it happens, man, when you go sticking your nose in places that you shouldn't stick your nose in. Um, especially look like to me the desert. We might got a good one, man.
Cave that I found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just spooked me. Out of all the caves I've ever gone in, this one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. This is kind of iffy. I'm gonna step on this thing. It's very old, but I'll just show
And
you
then you went back.
down inside that hole. It goes way, way, way down in there. Let me see if I can. That goes way down in there. If you fell, that'd be it. You'd be a goner. There's lots of little caves, um, but they're not the kind of cave I'm looking for. The kind of cave I'm looking for is deep and it's dark. It's shaped just like the letter M. Very, 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 very few people come down here. I always make it back. I've been doing it since I was in my 20s.
The mystery of what exactly happened to Kenny Veach is one that remains to this day. It all started with a comment on YouTube and ended with his mysterious and unexplained disappearance. The nature of his case has led to countless theories, some more outlandish than others. But one main question remains: did Kenny Veach go missing, or is this all an elaborate cover-up? An EWU exclusive interview sheds new light on this confounding case. It all began with a comment in June 2014 on a since-deleted YouTube video titled "Son of an Area 51 Technician." The comment, posted by
Right?
user
What kind of
Snakebit
name was that?
McGee, alluded to the
Bro had
existence of
some
a cave
crazy
shaped
paper.
like a perfect capital M. Snakebit McGee claimed he discovered the cave while on a hike in the Mojave Desert, near Nellis Air Force Base and Area 51. The user described feeling a vibrating sensation while entering the cave, calling it one of the strangest things that ever happened to me. Snakebit McGee's real name was Kenny Lee Veach. The 47-year-old was a hiker and
Snap.
outdoorsman who boasted an
Yeah, I'm slow as hell. I still ain't get it. I'm like, what? What kind of name is that? Snake bit me. I'm tripping.
impressive record of difficult hikes around Nevada
Y'all watch when y'all smoke the herbs, man. At a certain time, your mind start to wander.
and California. He also occasionally posted on his own YouTube channel.
Hi, my name is Kenny.
In his comment on the Son of an Area 51 Technician video, Kenny wrote, "I found a hidden cave. I always enter every cave I find, but as I began to enter this particular cave, my whole body began to vibrate. The closer I got to the cave entrance, the worse the vibrating became. Suddenly, I became very scared and hightailed it out of there." Little did Kenny know, this one comment would not only change the course of his life, but create a legacy lasting to this day. His intriguing comment took off like wildfire, spawning near viral interest in what he termed the M Cave, as well as the user Snakebit McGee himself. Although not a frequent uploader on YouTube, Kenny often commented on other wildlife and hiking accounts about his endeavors. He claimed that he had years of high-level hiking and spelunking under his belt, and often hiked solo. He did eventually end up making a hiking video of his own.
I like going up and stuff like that because that's where I find my skulls, you know, off the beaten path. Not that this is a beaten path. And very, 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 very few people come down here.
In comments on other videos, though, Kenny often embellished his accomplishments. He once wrote, "I've been doing this sort of thing for over 20 years. I go where no one goes, and I never take anyone with me. I hike over mountaintop after mountaintop and sleep on peaks under the stars. Sometimes I have to scale giant cliffs to get myself out of a jam. I'm beat up and tired, and my pack is almost always heavier than when I left. I had to be rescued only one time by a helicopter. I'd blown out my left leg at the top of the mountain, and I only had a cup of water left to get me 20 miles back to my truck. It was also over 100 degrees out, so I have a very good safety record."
I'll put a pack on and hike up to 15 to 20 miles just to get to the mountain, and then I'll climb all the way to the top of the mountain. No matter how I got to get there, I climb and climb and climb, and when I get to the top, I spend the night, no matter how many times I feel like spending the night, however long my water supply lasts, and I come back down the mountain a different way, like sometimes down ravines and cliffs, and I always make it back. I've been doing it since I was in my 20s.
But as fate would have it, Kenny didn't always make it back, and the mysterious M Cave would prove to be a catalyst in his story. Based on its comments, it was clear that Kenny lived for the thrill of adventure. Because of this, many on YouTube were intrigued by the idea that a cave would cause him to feel such a sense of crippling dread that he left it unexplored. Immediately, the M Cave captured the imagination of many hiking fanatics as well as Area 51 theorists due to its alleged location near the military base. However, contrary to these beliefs, Area 51 is located quite far away from the cave. Some people have speculated that the cave was a highly classified hidden Area 51 entrance to a DUMB, or Deep Underground Military Base, which may account for Kenny's sense of dread upon entering and the vibration he claimed he felt. When Kenny's fate later took a turn for the worst,
Starting to all make sense now. Sound like some oh, y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. Sound like some extraterrestrial things going on. Keep going.
these theories would gain even more traction. While some people online were impressed by Kenny's tall tales and his larger-than-life persona, others thought his claims were far-fetched or exaggerated, and they demanded hard proof to back up his story. Commenters began to provoke Kenny into undertaking another hike to the M Cave. After a lot of online goading, Kenny made an announcement in a comment writing, "I'm going back. I have a very nice video camera. I will film what I saw. Can't say that it'll be interesting. Maybe it's just a strange-looking cave that has a mountain lion living in it. I'll have my 9mm with me this time just in case. It's a 10-hour hike, no trails, very dangerous terrain. I hope it turns out to be something crazy. That would be so cool." Kenny may have gotten his wish after all. Kenny claimed the M Cave was in the Sheep Mountains, around 40 miles north of Las Vegas and to the south of Area 51. And in October 2014, he embarked on his promised hike to attempt to once again find the M Cave.
Well, here I am
We see you.
on my hike up here in the mountains north of Las Vegas. This is a canyon I just walked up in. Now you can't tell, but my truck is way out there by the mountains at the very, very end of this valley. It's kind of like a big canyon. And I just romp around out here, do some solo hikes, and have some fun. My mission today is to just do a one-day hike. It's about a 10-hour hike I got to still go over another ridge and then go all the way down a big crevice that's real narrow and gets kind of scary.
Bro, a 10-hour
And
hike
I'm
is
looking for a cave that I
bro,
can.
just imagine, bro. A 10-hour hike, bro. Bro, that's like, oh my God. Bro, that's like sitting at school all day. Who the not in high school either. It's like fucking middle school. Oh my God. Bro, that's crazy.
Found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before, and something about that cave just.
I didn't make that reference to say not go to school either. I made that reference to say the time. I'm talking about the time. I'm not talking about you sitting your ass in class learning something.
Spooked me out of all the caves I've ever gone in. This one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. On the other side of these mountains, I'll show you in a second, is the bombing range, the Nellis Air Force bombing range. They do a lot of practice stuff out there. And I talked to some people on YouTube, and I told them, hey, I'm coming out here, you know, because they kind of called my hand on it.
This time, Kenny was going to document it for the world.
It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M. And it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow. And it's stuck on the side of a mountain. So I hope I can find it again. And if I do, I'm going in there. I'm going to put on my light and take my gun out and walk in there and see if I find anything. We'll see.
Though he brought everyone along for the adventure, it didn't go exactly as he planned.
There's lots of little caves. But they're, they're not the kind of cave I'm looking for. The kind of cave I'm looking for is deep, and it's dark, and it's,
So wait a minute. He said a 10-hour hike, right? So if you're taking a 10-hour hike, how how the hell is he keeping this camera up? So if you're gonna take a 10-hour hike away from your vehicle, then 10 hours back to your vehicle the next day, how in the hell is you keeping anything charged up? Cause in this video, bro, you ain't had nothing on, broski. I'm just saying, bro. Somebody help me out. I don't know nothing about a hike on somebody's ground, on somebody acres of land, but all that, I do want to get into the world of hiking though, man. I really do hiking and my not as far as mountain climbing, but like mountain like trailing, and not dangerously high up no mountain. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's besides the point. Y'all drop below in the comments. Let me know how in the hell is he doing this? Because it don't look like he had no type of extra equipment, no battery, no nothing.
it's shaped like
I'm
it's
curious.
shaped just like the letter M. So lots of little caves and stuff along here, and it's about level with the ground, like right like in an area like this. So I really got to keep my eyes peeled because I don't want to pass it. Well, I'm still hiking. Looks like it's about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And I'm getting worn out, but I've got a lot. I don't know. I think I've got about 3 more miles to go. What a hike. Disappointing I didn't find the cave, but I still like to hike.
When he returned on October 17th, he posted his findings on a
That
YouTube
wasn't a
video titled "In Cave Hike." In a shocking moment of defeat, Kenny admitted that he was unable to find the M Cave. He wrote, "I searched the whole damn canyon. I could not relocate the cave." The failure of his mission resulted in an uproar of criticism from users who were now even more convinced than ever that he was lying or sensationalizing the existence of the cave. But Kenny was not one to give up at the first sign of adversity. His determination never wavering, he began preparing for yet another hike, one even more ambitious than his last. He explained his plan in a comment. I'm going again this weekend. I'll be hiking solo for 3 days. I plan on covering about 40 miles. I'll cross the same canyon where I found the cave. If I don't find it again, I will just continue hiking over mountain after mountain to the north of the canyon. The M cave is the only cave I ever feared going inside. I really want to find it again. This time, he even invited his critics to join him, writing, I dare any of the people that like to run their mouths on here to join me. No one took him up on his offer. If anyone had joined Kenny on his hike, his fate might have ended very differently. Hearing his plan, one user left an ominous comment warning him not to return to the M cave. They wrote, "Don't go in. If you do, you won't get out." Unruffled by vague warnings, almost a month after his MK video on November 10th, 2014, Kenny told his ex-girlfriend, a figure who would come up again later, that he would be camping solo for 2 days in the mountains north of his house. He parked his car in the Jomay Canyon and set off, this time without a video camera to slow him down. He descended into the canyon, just another hike he had done thousands of times before. We spoke to Susan Veach, Kenny's ex-sister-in-law, who had previously been married to Kenny's brother, in an EWU exclusive interview. She shared what happened next. Keep in mind that much of what the interview reveals has not been verified, and that the statements made by Susan Veach only reflect her opinion.
Well, Kenny's birthday is November 20th, and I had gone on Facebook the day before, the 19th, and wished him happy birthday. And I usually, within a day or so, he messaged me back or, replies something. And I didn't hear anything. So I thought, well, that's really weird. So I went on his Facebook page, and there was messages on there from his friends, not his family, his friends, saying he was missing. And I was like, what? What do you mean he's missing?
I'm in the chills, bro.
I messaged one of his friends, and she said, yeah, he went out in the desert, and nobody's seen him. He's never come back. And I'm like, oh my God.
Kenny was reported missing on November 17th by his ex-girlfriend, Sharon Pilgrim. Sharon told police that she last saw Kenny at 10 p.m. at a movie theater on the 9th. He texted her a final time at 6 a.m. the next day to say that he was heading out for his hike. However, though he was reported missing on the 17th, it appears that his family was not immediately notified, as they were posting well wishes for Kenny's birthday on the 20th.
And I'll be honest with you, the thoughts going through my mind were, oh my God, did he get hurt? I mean, because he plays with rattlesnakes. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He plays with rattlesnakes. Did he get hurt? Did he, was he being reckless? Did he get hurt? And he lay there in the desert.
I felt that, right? But I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you know someone who deals with nature most of their life, or is a nature person, and you hear something like fatal happen, you thinking, shit, right? That's no way. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, bro,
he ran out of food and water and he died. I didn't want to think that. But
also, I'm gonna let y'all know too. We probably going to do 2 parts to this, cause like I said, I had a long day, y'all. I didn't think my herbs was gonna put me down like that. So I'm almost to the end. So hopefully we'll pick this back up tomorrow or something like that. But we gonna keep going. We're gonna try to get as far as we can tonight with this.
But that's basically what it came down to, is where is he?
In a video posted on YouTube years later by his ex-girlfriend, Kenny is seen wrangling a live rattlesnake.
There he is. How long do you say
in the same mountain,
about
right?
3 feet long. There's the rattle. Oh yeah.
Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
He wasn't aggressive, didn't strike at me once. Very pretty.
Search and rescue volunteers gathered on the 22nd, about 5 days after Kenny was reported missing, and 12 days after he left for his hike. Over 30 Red Rock volunteer searchers combed the mountains that weekend. They found his truck just a few hours after the search began. Then they found their biggest and most confounding clue. Kenny's cell phone was discovered on the first day right next to the mine shaft seen in his MK video.
This is an old mine, and there's a hole here that just goes way down
The mine is only a 4-hour hike from where Kenny parked his truck.
This is kind of iffy. I'm gonna step on this thing. It's very old, but I'll just show you down inside that hole. It goes way, way, way down in there. Let me see if I can.
Oh, it's ladders in there.
That's pretty far. That goes way down in there. If you fell, that'd be it. You'd be a goner.
And still, it's unclear whether Kenny accidentally dropped his phone or if he had deliberately ditched it. Following Kenny's disappearance, Susan Veach reached out to Kenny's daughter, Vicky.
So we're talking now, it's around the 23rd when I
That's
found out,
strange, man.
November 23rd or 24th. And she said he
Right.
went hiking and all they found was his cell phone by an abandoned mine. And I'm like, what? As soon as I heard that, I said, oh my God, that's staged. That is so staged. And the reason why I say this, I'm not trying to sound morbid, but here in Nevada, people talk and they say, well, if I ever decide to kill somebody, I'll just throw them down an abandoned mine. No one will ever find their body. And so as soon as I heard that, I go, wait a minute. His phone's by an abandoned mine, but I mean, if he had fallen in an abandoned mine, it would have been in his pocket or in his hand. Not you don't lay a phone down like, oh, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna lay my phone down. So as soon as I heard that, I just like this just sounds so staged. But that's not the Kenny I know. I did not want to believe that. That is not the Kenny I know to do something like that.
His cell phone would be one of the only discoveries indicating Kenny's last verified whereabouts, as the trail would go cold soon after. However, years later, there would be an alleged sighting of Kenny that would spark an entirely new theory about what happened to him. Susan claims that she spoke to the commander of search and rescue.
And he said that they did an extensive search and that basically the tracks stopped at the mine. He said they called their men back in because there was nowhere to go at this point.
The exact timing of when Kenny was reported missing became a contentious issue.
He sent me the police report, and that was the start because the police report clearly states that she did not report Kenny missing until November 17th at 4:52 p.m., which means
Kenny's final MK video was posted October 18, 2014. November 10th. So it's a week later? But why is it a week later? You would think search begins, Kenny phone is found, data discovered according to Susan. But you would think if somebody didn't contact you for a week, that's not strange. I yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that seems mighty strange. You know.
the night of we're going on 8 days at this point because he left on the 10th. So I reached out to search and rescue and I got the commander and I said, can I ask you when they started the search? And he said, November 22nd. Well, that's 12 days. A human can only survive without water for 3 days. Even as industrial as Kenny is, he bragged about how little food and water he takes with him. Why would anybody wait 12 days to go look for somebody who maybe has one bottle of water with him? I mean, it blew my mind.
Immediately, numerous theories emerged attempting to explain this sudden disappearance. One suggested that Kenny had stumbled upon a secret tunnel system at Area 51 and was subsequently silenced by the government. While this may sound outlandish, it seems that Kenny himself had been involved in online discussions about Area 51 and extraterrestrial life. He often interacted with an online community called Serious Disclosure, a group studying extraterrestrial life, and his viral comment about the M Cave had been on video titled, "Son of an Area 51 Technician." Other, more realistic hypotheses about his fate reason that he probably succumbed to the elements or fell down one of the many mine shafts in the region. A growing minority of others suspected foul play.
It's crazy.
So my thought was,
I know I'm not tripping.
well, he went out to the mine, he laid his phone down, because I've had theories of people saying, oh, aliens took him or he was abducted by the military. So Are you going to tell me that the military would go out to the middle of the desert and find him at the only landmark that's out there? I mean, that mine is there, and it's a landmark, and that's where his phone is. That phone was meant to be found, because if Kenny did not want it to be found, he would have just tossed it out in the middle of the desert and went on his merry way. But that's not happened. That phone was meant to be found there, and it was meant to give the impression that he fell down that abandoned mine, which search and rescue dropped the camera down there, and there was nothing down there. Hikers have gone down there since. There's nothing down there.
Some of the most prominent theories about what happened to Kenny included his own seemingly cavalier attitude. One Reddit user notes that while the Kenny Beach narrative is compelling, the real outcome is likely very common sense. If you do some background into Kenny, he really tempted fate all the time. He was reckless. He was previously injured on a hike and had to be evacuated by personnel from a remote area. On his last video, the second attempt to find M Cave, he actually stumbles at one point and almost face plants.
So, ow! I tripped. Okay, off again.
He pushed himself to go on long desert walks with little food or water. This is incredibly stupid. The desert is a constant, and that it will kill you if the right ingredients are in place. A YouTube comment describes just how plausible it is that Kenny took a fateful wrong step. As a retired archaeologist who has worked in the Mojave Desert for nearly 30 years, I recorded a number of mining sites and features. The mining shafts and adits and some prospect pits are extremely dangerous to record, and a number of people, including hikers and dirt bikers, have fallen into them. With limited evidence to go off, internet sleuths may have lost interest in Kenny Beach's odd disappearance if it wasn't for a striking new development. Out of nowhere, a shocking comment appeared on a YouTube thread that would add a new layer to this mystery. The comment came from Sharon Pilgrim, who claimed to be Kenny's girlfriend. While her identity was initially doubted, it soon became clear that she was telling the truth. I am the girlfriend that Kenny spoke on in the video. So many are wondering what happened and guessing different things. You are heartfelt about the sadness around what has happened with Kenny. He has not been found, and I feel that he probably will not be found for many, many months, if ever. I want to share what I know and feel about what happened. Sharon wrote about how she and Kenny used to go on daring hikes, but she advised other hikers to bring enough supplies if they wanted to continue to search for Kenny or the M Cave. Then she dropped a bombshell about Kenny's disappearance. Sharon believed that Kenny had never planned on returning at all. I want you to know that I do not think Kenny had an accident. I believe he committed. He battled depression for many years and would not take medication or see a doctor. He quit his job a little more than a year before he disappeared. The search for him was started within a couple days of my call. Over 30 search and rescue team members searched the area at different times on foot. One helicopter flyover was done, and there was no trace of Kenny or any of his camping things. They did find his cell phone by the mine shaft in the video. It is my feeling he left it behind so that he could not be tracked from the GPS in it. He also did not take his video camera with him on this solo hike. It was left in his home, so he had no intention of filming anything. Susan had a few more interesting revelations.
And as a matter of fact, the cell phones that they found at the mine, they never turned it into an IT guy to investigate. And that's another thing I have a problem with. When Kenny went missing and Sharon reported him missing, they went to Kenny's house and they found the computer screen that says, help me, all over it. Why did they not take his camera, any tech devices that he had, and take them down and analyze them? I mean, were there searches on there? None of that was done. Why? Somebody dropped the ball. They could have taken his camera, they could have taken his laptop, but they didn't.
While Susan is referring to the fact that authorities found "Help Me" on Kenny's computer, we haven't been able to confirm if this was written on a document or the result of an online search. In her initial police report informing authorities that Kenny had gone missing, Sharon stated that Kenny had told her 3 weeks earlier that he had thoughts about taking his own life and said that he would do it in the mountains where nobody could find him. Sharon said that since Kenny made that comment to her, that she asked him to contact her every 5 days or she would call the police for a welfare check. In a text provided by Susan, Sharon further elaborates on a conversation she had.
Okay. Now, okay. Now, okay. Hey, man, I feel like we just scratching the surface, man, but I feel, I feel like other things may have been at play. He may have, cause he did this. You know, this was his occupation, so he knew where the little cracks and crevices is, to where if he go and do a certain act, you know what I mean? It would be more than likely it would be his final resting place, and he knew he wouldn't be bothered. And it's fucked up. Hey man, let me tell you something, bro. And we probably gonna end it here. We probably gonna pick it back up. Not probably. We will pick this back up, like tomorrow or something. Um, Mental and physical health, bro. Take care of your mental and physical health, bro. This shit is not a game. This shit is very so much real. If you don't believe me, I can tell you a few stories myself. Yeah, I've had Russian roulette days, bro. I've had I've taken the pistol and said fuck it and press, yeah, guess how many clicks type shit. You know what I mean? I've done the cutting, I've done the emo shit. I mean, I listen, bro. I've done it all, bro. And I don't really share this, man, but y'all growing with me and I'm growing with y'all, man. And one thing I want to say is I thank everybody, bro. Everybody who's on this journey with me, who's reaching out, commenting, liking, subbing up. You know, I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all it's letting me know that I'm not the only one who think like this. Um so this is very important to me. This is a very touchy subject. And man, it's unfortunate because a lot of people take their lives, bro, and a lot of people tell or warn people before they do, and people think it's funny or think it's a game. Oh, you talking crazy. You this, you that, but you don't know what that person has going on. It's more to it than it. It may be simple to you, but it ain't to them. It mean more than them. So I can go on and on and on about this, man. Over time though, I tell a little bit of my stories, but for real, bro, everybody who watching this or watching me, period, bro. I want to let you know mental and physical health is real, bro, and don't play with it. Don't If you know somebody who's dealing with that, try to be there, bro, cause this shit real. Cause you will see them today and you won't see them tomorrow. Um, but we gonna end it there. We'll pick back up on this tomorrow. If not, if I don't upload tomorrow, it'll more than likely it'll be tomorrow. But if not, maybe like Monday. Maybe I'll go live on it. I'm not sure, but we gonna pick this back up, man. But I'm going big truck game, man. Peace, man. Love y'all.